Okay, welcome to day 3 of the nervous system reset. My question for you today is, what place do you spend most of your time in? Now you might be thinking, I'm talking about your work or your home or the city or even country, but it's none of these things. What I'm talking about is your past, your present, or your future. Before you answer that question, I'm wondering, where do you think healing happens? The answer is, it happens in the present moment. It doesn't happen when we're in the past or when we're in the future. So if you're thinking in the past a lot, you're thinking about, I should have done this thing last week, or yesterday I should have done that thing. And then if you're living in the future, you might be saying, oh, next week I'm going to do this, or at the end of the year I'm going to do that. So where we want to spend, of course we have to do those things, we have to plan, but where we want to spend most of our time is in the present moment, because that is where healing happens. Another thing that happens is we spend a lot of the time up here in our heads, thinking and analyzing and planning and strategizing. And that is not going to bring us to nervous system regulation. Being in our bodies helps to regulate our nervous system. I like to quote Alex Howard. He's a British guy who had chronic fatigue and he healed himself. He had this quote that is, you cannot think your way to a place of safety. So sometimes we try to figure everything out in our brain about what we're going to do and how we're going to fix it. And I know I used to do this all the time with my health. What supplement am I going to take? What dietary shift am I going to make that's going to help me be all better? And unfortunately, it doesn't work. Finding safety is a priority for us. You can't think your way there. But many times as children, we were lacking safety or love. And so we can develop personality patterns to try to overcome that, so we can become a perfectionist. I'm going to get everything perfect, and I'm going to get straight A's, and I'm going to be on the top of my class, and that's going to bring me safety. Or we're an achiever. We have this achiever pattern where we're like constantly setting goals, and they get higher and higher, and we have to achieve these things, and that's going to bring me safety. Or we're an over-helper. We are always helping other people and sacrificing ourselves with the belief that that's going to bring us safety. Or we're a controller. We feel like we want to control everything in our life. We want to be in control, and that's going to bring us safety. But really, none of those things bring us safety. It's actually being present in your body and regulating your nervous system that can bring you safety. Okay, now you might find yourself, like I said, trying to solve things in your mind, or stuck in the past or stuck in the future. And again, if you're stuck in the past, you might say, oh, I wish I would have gone to school for this. I wish I would have gotten that job instead. I wish I would have married that person instead that I lost out on. Or you might be thinking about the future, like I'm gonna, like I said, get this job, or I'm gonna meet the perfect partner and I'm gonna be so happy and it's gonna be amazing. But again, it's taking us away from being in our bodies and keeping our nervous system regulated. All that energy up in our head is not the solution to calming our nervous system. So what is? It's being in our body, connected to our body. I like to call it the grounding process. That's my name for it. And so there's a couple of different times when you would want to use the grounding process. The first one would be if like I mentioned before, you find yourself in that personality pattern. Now, here's the thing. You have to actually be aware that you have that personality pattern first, where you're a perfectionist, or you're you're overhelping or you're overachieving or trying to control things too much. But that would be a time when you would want to use this if you knew you had that pattern and then you found yourself getting into it. Another time would be if you're having just very strong emotions, anxiety or fear, something that is something has triggered you and you're kind of in a chaotic emotional spiral. The next one is you're in your head. You just notice you're in your head a lot, which like I said, I struggle with this. I'm in my head a lot trying to figure stuff out. And so if you just know you're like having this mental chatter, blah, 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 you're like, let's just get away from that. So you're going to use the grounding process. And the last one is just like, you can use it when you're just in your daily life, because it's just a super powerful exercise. You might not be in one of those personality patterns or be emotionally triggered, but you just want to ground yourself. And the more you do it, it's like lifting weights, It's like building a muscle. The more you do it, the more the benefits you're going to receive, and the more your nervous system is going to be regulated, and that's our goal here. Okay, so those are the four. I mean, you could use it whenever you want, but those are the four times that I think about for using this process. Okay. Now, let's dive into what it is. What is it? The first thing is noticing. That's the biggest thing. You have to notice. So many times we're going through our lives just like go, 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 kind of in a trance. We call that a trance in NLP. Like we're just kind of doing our stuff mindlessly. So the first thing is you have to notice if you get into that one of those personality patterns, or you're in your head all bunch, or you're just triggered by something. So you notice it. And then the next thing is you have a word and you say stop, or maybe it's pause, or maybe it's wait, whatever word feels good to you. Now, you're not saying stop, just stop it. The thing is that the tone matters way more than the actual word. So like if someone said to you, oh yeah, your hair looks really great today, you would be like, the words that you said were positive, but your tone and your facial expressions, they didn't match up. I really knew what you meant. Same thing with this. Stop. Very gently, non-judgmentally, calmly, kind of more quiet. I'm a quiet person, but speak quietly. So the way you say it is way more important than the word. And then the second part is another part of the nonverbal communication is like I have the hand gesture. Or maybe it's just like stop. You put your hand on your heart. Or put it out in front of you. Stop. Whatever feels good to you. So it's the word, how you say it, and the gesture. And then once you've done that, you ask yourself the question, do I want to continue down this path? Whatever it may be. And hopefully the answer is no. And then you connect to your body. You get into your body. You feel your breath. You feel your feet on the ground if you're standing, or your sits bones on the chair if you're sitting. You feel your arms and you feel your legs, and maybe you even move. Whatever feels good to you. Connecting to your body and just giving a big pause. Okay? Connect to your body. Regulate your nervous system. And then the last part is you are going to congratulate yourself, because this is huge. This is huge that you noticed it, and whatever the pattern was, and you stopped and you connected to your body, and you say, nice work, or well done, or awesome, Lisa. That's huge. Just giving yourself the recognition for catching yourself. Okay, so the grounding process is awesome. Like I said, you can use it you notice personality patterns, you're triggered by something, you're in an emotional spiral, you're up in your head too much, or just practicing in daily life, connecting to your body. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I look forward to tomorrow. Take care.